Live and direct on the TRU-MON Show.
Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. Hey. Oh,
put some noise.
Hands up from your ready for the Gideon boss. And from your nose, say if Jah were to come today, you won't be found astray. Cause this a burning fire. With the hot lava burning fire. Say this a fire, you don't need no water. I judge the words we use, I it inspire. Yes, this a burning fire. With the hot lava burning fire. Say this a fire, you don't need no water. I judge the words we use, I it inspire. Fire. Me never come here for rampala for beg no friend. Because I judge the works I deal with. I am come first, they are reaping. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all other things shall be added to you. But it's your life, your choice, you choose. Cause this a burning fire. Brother at a lava burning fire. Say this a fire, you don't need no water. I judge the words we use, I hate fire. Yes, this a burning fire. Brother at a lava burning fire. Say this a fire, you don't need no water. I judge the words we use, I hate fire. We come to kick down the door with the truth. Righteous youth, we are passing the truth. And we not ease up. No,
That's
we won't
what I'm talking
ease
about.
up.
Kick down the door with the truth. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and I with the music. Liberation music. Oh, yeah. Big up night, same time. Cause the king and queen count same time. To tell you what balance. Cause the back of your camp only long pants. Oh no, so this a burning fire. Brother at a lava burning fire. Say this a fire, you don't need no water. I judge the words we use, I it inspire. Yes, this a burning fire. Brother at a lava burning fire. Say this a fire, you don't need no water. I judge the words we use, I it inspire. Yes, yes. Oh Lord, always. So hands up, from your ready for the Gideon boss, and from your nose, and if Jah were to come today, you won't be found astray. No, it's a burning fire. Brother at a lava burning fire. Say this a fire, it don't need no water. I judge the words we use, I it inspire. Burning fire. Burning fire.
Live and direct.
Need no water. Burning fire.
Burning fire. A burning fire. Boom! Live and direct on the TRU-MON Show with my brother Asante. How are you?
Yes. I'm great, my brother. Give thanks for having I, Janik, man. Give thanks,
Greetings. It's an honor for me. You know, every person I meet in my life, it's like an encounter. That's what I say all the time. You know, that's what we must have with life, an encounter, not just a subtle experience, but every time I meet life, I meet someone new. I have a reasoning with someone. That's an encounter with life, man. It's profound. Like, it's not just a regular interview or a live reasoning even. It's an encounter with life we're having today. Like, it's great. That's what I love about life. I love life. Life is great. Boom. Yeah, man. Today.
Indeed, my brother. Indeed.
Yeah. Asante Amen on the rise, on the go with a burning fire for sure for the world. That's what I know. I've noticed in your stuff. And you know what? Your name is Gavin Walters, right?
Yeah, but I
knew there was something familiar with you right at start when we started to talk, and I'm like, there's a special vibe there. And my son name is Gavin.
Oh, yeah, say.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so man, it's serious. It's real.
Yeah, man, it's real. So I was like, wow. And I went to tell him. He was all excited. He said, I'm really starting to like this guy now. great.
Oh,
So
I love
today,
that. Yeah. Big up
yeah,
your son
that's
every time.
you know, there's signs. There's signs that's gonna come to you once you have your eyes open, your third eye. Everything is open, and not just the third eye, but
Yeah.
the heart. Especially the heart. It's the heart
Yeah.
we must open a lot to sense
True.
those things coming our way. But I seen it right there. I knew there was something familiar. Yes, and that's a sign for me. You know that just to carry on. You know, you're gonna have signs that tells you just carry on, just do what you have to do. You
Yeah,
know,
man.
and
Yeah, man.
these signs are might not come like from in the form of a check in the mail always,
True.
but
True.
it's gonna come
True.
with divine vibration, divine stuff happening,
Yeah.
divine meeting, encounter with life, like you today. So I give thanks a
Yeah.
lot for you taking your time to come and reason with me like that and share the vibes with everybody. It's a great honor. It's great. I
Well,
love
brother.
life. I told you. So
Well, brother, for
that's it.
me, it's equal too, because you know what I
Yeah.
mean, we get an opportunity through your platform to share some of our thoughts and views on certain things. So we give thanks to you for providing such a platform for ones like me
Yeah.
to be able to do this, you know?
It's important to you know, at one point what made me create this, because it's important to create the word creators, we're not victims. That's another thing. We're creators. That we should all create something out of our life, something magnificent. It's gonna take time. It's hard. It's for
Yeah.
sure living your dream. You know that it's an everyday battle. First of all, with yourself.
Remember?
It's you versus you.
First of
That's
all,
it.
with yourself. Key. First of all, with yourself. Because it's not easy to keep self-motivated sometimes when others aren't doing it for you.
Often, you're not gonna have cheerleaders at your door to manifest joy for your dream. So you gotta be very joyful. You gotta be able to hold the joy. If you're able to hold the joy in a moment and carry yourself and empower yourself and be inspired, you won't be tired too.
Boom, boom, boom. Lyrics, lyrics.
Yeah, man. If you're inspired, you won't be tired. So
I like it. I need that for your tune right now.
yeah, man. That's it. That's why we meet each other. That's why I say it's important to reach out to others, because we have so much to learn from each other. I have so much to learn from you. You have stuff to learn from me. Same thing. What is that?
Yes, sir. What?
Hold on.
You think global, man. I like it.
You have that's Ansel Dixon Goulenide calling me from Jamaica.
Oh, see that? Big up, big up, big up, big up.
Yeah. That's a great synchronicity too. That's where you're from, Jamaica, and that's what I want to hear about. Also, you're welcome to the TRU-MON show. First of all, like I said, it's really an honor. That's it. This on this shapeless realm called Earth. I don't know too much where we are, but I think it's a shapeless realm. It's a paradise to me. It's a paradise here. It's really a paradise, and heaven is here on earth, and paradise and all this. So you're from a little place called Jamaica, in this paradise called Earth. So I would like you to tell me a little bit more about where you're from and your journey to greatness, to where you are today, the UK and all that. Must not have been easy to just to come out Jamaica and make your way. Like I said, it's hard sometimes, but if you have the will to succeed, and the motivation and the inspiration and all this, you mix all that. If that's the recipe, there's a recipe to success for sure. What is
and everybody has their own recipe, you know what I mean?
That's it.
I think you touched the nail on the head for me. My whole life has been one of just self-motivation and perseverance because of the passion for music, first and foremost. So in terms of Jamaica now, we represent the Kingston 19 Jamaica, Red Hills Road, Meadowbrook. Everybody know that area there, so Meadowbrook, our place, that's where we grow. We live now in Bull Bay, so we're representing for Bull Bay, St. Andrew as well. You know what I mean? And where I live is just around the corner from a place called Wiki Waki, where they keep Wiki Waki Festival that is hosted by Raging Fyah. And incidentally, they'll have their festival, I think next week or the week after. So big up to Raging Fyah every time.
Big band, great band.
Great band, man. Great band, great set of youths, you know what I mean? So I would love to see they keeping the fire, the reggae fire, and that light of consciousness alive through the music, you know what I mean? As many others are. So we salute them. But yeah, but that's really my life, you know. Grow up in Meadowbrook, Kingston 19. We've seen what most people have seen, you know. We've seen the hardships, we've seen the joys of life and the sorrows of life. But through it all, the constant has always been music. Music was my first friend. Well, no, I can't say that. Second friend, because my first friend were my two dogs. So after my two dogs, you know, music was the second friend, you know what I mean? But then music became the biggest friend. And as I grew, I just found that my peace of mind, my comfort in life rested in listening to music. Not necessarily singing it, but listening to it, you know what I mean? And I found that there's a song, and there is a song for every situation, you know? So I am not genre specific. I grew up on R&B music, and I grew up on gospel music. And somehow I found myself in reggae music, you know what I mean? I will love it still. So yeah, in a nutshell, that, you know.
You were singing in churches and stuff like that too, or?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I used to sing in at church. Not no big thing, but used to do a couple numbers in church. But in terms of singing R&B, I used to do that for barbecues and parties, and for friends who were in groups and stuff. And I even sang for my school. So all of those little things built up and helped to develop my skills. Because, you know, even singing in front of people is a hard thing to do. So, you know, through the group vibe, learned about harmonies and parts and singing in public and them kind of things. So I give thanks to all experience. But all of that was R&B. You know, that wasn't reggae. Reggae music came a little later on.
And what made you raise your awareness to the stuff like Rastafari and reggae music? And what age around did you make it's an awakening. It's a change that you make for sure.
Yeah.
You discover a new vibration with life when you got out the church and stuff like that, and the preconceived, defined reality that they give us in Babylon. So when you start awakening and looking at life, and not only opening the third eye, but opening your two eyes to life, you discover a lot. Because it's really something that's been covered, so you discover it, you know, and you're like, it's the magic that come back to life after an awakening. And I'm sure that's the same to you each and every day. It's magic. So you know, when was about that moment, and how did you because there's lots of confusion at the beginning. You wake to a world that is, you realize it's you know, Tupac Shakur said, you think the world is fucked up, wait until you wake up. That's what he said. So, you know, I always thought it was a bit fucked up, but when I woke up, I realized it was very insane. Very insane. Not only fucked up, insane. The lies and the deception and all this, it's crazy. So we got to bring back that good vibes into our life, because also it's to get out of that realm of nonsense of Babylon. So where was your awakening, and how did you manage this with your family? Because it's not easy with the family at first too. Once you start speaking your heart, because it's your heart that you speak.
Yeah, no, you're right. And the period of transition, and that family aspect was of many years, yeah. But I realized from about 12, 13 that the church, I know I've always been a searcher for God, see? But I just never felt the connection with it, like how I was taught, because I grew up in it, as I say. But about 12, 13, I started to have a different kind of vibe. But then around about that time, while I was questioning and really realizing that I wasn't feeling comfortable. But my whole family, or most of my family, is Christian, so you know, they go into church and all this kind of thing. I stumbled across Garnet Silk. And that was merely by accident. I'm listening to the radio, and I hear this brethren, and this brethren is singing with such sincerity and such passion, but he ain't Christian. So when I start to investigate, I find that this brethren is a Rastafari. No, I never knew that there were Rastafari brethren and sisters that sang music like that. So that is what intrigued me to start investigating Rastafari, because all the other artists were there, of course, like the Bob Marleys and the Peter Tosh and all the other artists that we know, but they never really, you know, they're just on the radio. You hear them all the time. It's like regular music, really. But this brethren got it. So there was something special about him, and he reached me. So because of him, got this Rastafari vibe, I started to really begin to acknowledge this set of people within the society. And by 14, going 15, I was certain that this was the road that I wanted to trod. But there was so much to learn about Rastafari, you know. And again, we grew up ideology. As you say, the system gives you something. So the system gave us Christianity, see? And I had a reinforcing environment that was telling me that this is the way. If you don't go this way, you're going to hell. That kind of madness. So it took years for me to shift some of that and really fully embrace Rastafari. But about 14, I can tell you that my real journey into transition of mind and focus and spirit and heart started.
Because Jamaica is pretty much exactly like Quebec. When you start talking about churches, there's churches on every corner. There's more churches, I think, than inhabitants. So, you know, it's like here in Quebec.
It's actually it's in the Guinness Book of World Records as having the most churches per square mile.
So you know, so the indoctrination, the force of inculcation is there, because that's an inculcation that they make with this. It's an indoctrination in school, inculcation at church. You know, all that to keep us asleep from really who we are, because come on, we're much more powerful, especially if we come together and realize who we are. Hey, man, it's game over for Babylon. Game over. So, yeah, so, you know, it's to detach from those vibrations. Also, it's only you can do that, an emancipation from that mental slavery. And I like what you said when you said the garnet silk touched my heart, because there's always someone in life that's going to come and that's going to touch your heart, and it's going to wake you up to something. It's going to change your life. Me was Bob Marley at 15, like you. You was Garnet Silk. You know that we all have teachers.
You see, we all have, we all have that person. So for me, that's why I will never stop calling that Bridget's name, because I didn't only see him change my life. I watched him change so many people's lives in the time that he was there doing his thing. You know what I mean? So I know this Bridget was a powerful Bridget, and that's how I know when Rastafari uses the term word, sound, and power. People have to look at it, because it is real. That is no joke sentiment. That's a real solid sentiment, because words manifested into space must manifest in flesh. It cannot stay in the atmosphere. And we are the vessels to receive this message. And every vessel has a message to receive. So people like Garnet received, his message was received in vessels like me, and transformed my life and put me on the road and give me the kind of frame of work that I use now to guide my life. So, you know, big up to that spirit there every time.
Yeah, same for me. That's why I carry Bob around, because he's been the one behind he's probably the greatest teacher I had in my life. And from far, I had other great teachers that came on the TRU-MON show without forgetting that. But Bob was, you know, there's always someone that's gonna come and boost you and push you to the next level, and that's what we need. And that's what now I looked at your stuff. There's a lot of stuff I want to talk to you about today here. I made a list that come, but first of all, what's happening right now? You are touring a lot with Rasta World Day, you've been in Italy and stuff. So tell me about what's happening right now with Asante. That's what interests me also. What's happening?
All right. Well, I'm glad you mentioned my brethren for life, Rasta World Day. Great reggae artist out of Italy.
Tell me more about how this collaboration took place, because, you know, collaboration between artists, I call them artists, are very important, because that's how I discovered many of the artists that I know. It's through collaboration with other artists. So I'm interested to know how this collaboration with Rasta World, because he's great. He's got great vibes. The guy, I like him. I discovered him through, I think it's a song with Raphael, Pick Up the Pen, something like that.
Yeah. Nice.
So that's where I discovered the Rasta World Day. So I'm interested to know what happened. Why are you in Italy so much and all that? And big up to Rosie also. Big up to Rosie. Not forgetting Rosie.
Rosie. Rosie.
The mother of Lion D that arranged all this. She was in Italy the other day having lunch with you. She texted me. She said, Yannick, I'm with Asante in the Rasta World Day. She said we gotta set up an interview. So big up Rosie. I could not forget about that. So go ahead now.
Rosie sweet, man. Rosie sweet.
Yeah.
All right. You know, say really, Tewelle came to Jamaica a few years ago. Because we both live our lives are multifaceted lives. See, we take this music as mission, which is why you find our music can be the way it is because we're not really running down that glamour part of it. You know what I mean? That ego part of it, that vanity part of it. So if we're gonna stay on message and if we're gonna stay on mission, then we have to do the things that can support us to be independent in that kind of way. So both of us have independent lives of working like regular people work. You know what I mean? Music is not the be all and end all of our lives. It's just but an aspect of it. So Tellwell, they was actually in Jamaica on other business, you know what I mean? And I happened to work at the University of the West Indies in Jamaica. And so since he was there on his academic business, he was sent by his superior to come and meet my superior about their business. So when he met my superior, he was like, hey, you should meet Asante. He's just like you.
Yeah. Wow.
So when he came down, we reasoned down and I'm saying, so where you from? And Italy and ting. And yeah, he's on this academic thing, but he's in music. And I'm like, wow, same thing. So it was just that. It was that simple connection. But we exchanged numbers and kept the link. And it's just blossomed from that. So what happened was that in 2014, since that initial link, he's come back to Jamaica again. And then I came to England in 2014. And while I was here, I was like, I need to link up to Weldy and say, yo, I'm in the place. So I link him and say, brother, I'm in at the place. And he said, really? You're in England? I say, yeah. He said, hey, we have to do some shows. I said, wow, oh yeah, why not? So he said, leave it to me. I'll call you back. In a few weeks, my brother was back. He said, yo, you got to come to Italy. Let's do some shows. I said, okay. And we did a few shows. And we called those shows the Coronation Tour. So fast forward now, basically 3 years later, I'm in England again. But this time I called him before and I said, yo, I'm coming to England, bro. So what are you saying? He said, yo, let's do it all over again. Bigger and better. Wow. So we did it all over again, bigger and better. And it's beautiful. We did a number of shows and we went to Spain as well this time. So we did Spain, moved from Spain over to Tenerife, and then from Tenerife over to Italy. And we did a number of shows in Italy. And the vibe actually is so good from that first tour that we're actually going to be doing something again in a few weeks. Again in Italy. So it's a beautiful vibe. You know what I mean?
That's what I was going to say. If it's that good, you're gonna be on demand. You're gonna be on demand to do more shows, so that's good because that's important for artists. Like you said, that's not the only thing you do. You're a teacher in school, I think, something like that.
Actually, I used to lecture. But I don't lecture anymore. What I do now is kind of like project management and liaison officer, kind of like to my department or to my unit. Okay. And my unit's focus is on the Jamaican language that people commonly call Patois. Patois is a language just like English and Italian and French and Spanish and Latin and German and Dutch. So it should be given that respect because over 90% of the Jamaican population speak this thing called Patois. So why not give it pride of place in its native country so that people are not marginalized or discriminated against by virtue of how they speak?
Yeah, we feel that a bit here in Quebec also with our French accent. I was going to say it. I think here, je pense qu'on parle plus québécois que français, mais it's the concept also. It's the idea. Sometimes people, it's also things that are inflated after years and years and through generation and generation. The mental, so all this is part of what forms our reality also. Me, I don't really... Yeah, I relate to languages. They're very important because that's what we use to communicate. But, we got to go, I think, like you said, beyond the words. And the words have lots of power and lots of... you can find a lot of empowerment with good words and you can feel very bad with bad words. So, it's too... if you tell yourself you're a jerk and an soul, it's not very good for you. The warrior inside of you hears everything. So it's very important to have empowering words, you know, stuff that are so word sound and
Yeah,
power. I totally agree with you.
word
It's very
sound, bro.
important. Uh,
Very important, brother.
yeah. I checked a lot of your songs. There's a few that I got on. First of all, the first one that I played, the Burning Fyah. Tell me a little bit more. How did you came up with that song, and what was the inspiration behind? And also, what is your process behind writing songs? Do you do it like just naturally, like we were talking, and you said, "Hey, this is the title of a song. This I got a tune now." So
Lyrics
tell
and
me a
blood.
bit more about how do you process all this, because it's all about the process. That's how you progress. That's what Lion D says.
True. Oh yeah, and Lion D is absolutely right. And big up to Lion D for real. Big up the whole
Yeah.
massive out Italy for real. Wow. How do I write my songs? I kind of think I kind of like to think that my songs are given to me as opposed to me writing them. So let's take, for example, Burning Fyah. Burning Fyah is an Italian production by a company called Baseplate Records. And Baseplate sent me a number of rhythms, you know.
Okay.
And they said, "Singer, which one do you like?" And I heard that one. I'm like, "Yeah, I like this one. It's got this fire in it. It's got this step in it. You know what I mean? It's up tempo. It's driving." And he was like, "Yeah, a lot of people like this rhythm." I said, "Well, this is the one I want." And for me, the process is simply this. I have to be cooking or cleaning or washing plates or something like that while the rhythm is playing in the background. And while I'm doing this thing, and especially cooking is a very good key to write songs. Because while the rhythm's playing, you're cutting up those tomatoes and those onions, and you're dicing your potatoes, and you're putting on the water, and you're getting your seasonings together, and you have probably some fish, and you're seasoning your fish, and the music's playing. It's as if the words just begin to pop. And that's how my songs come. So while it's coming and I'm hearing the rhythm driving, like, and with the horns, pep, 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 it's like fire, fire, and it just builds. And then from there, you say, okay, this is it. So where do I want to take the song now? Directionally, what do I want to, what's the message I really want to really bring forward? And then you start to think about, okay, this is the main concept. It's purification. Okay, cool. And then automatically the brain begins to say, oh, you need to speak about the other brethren and sisters that are doing this. So Exile Kana them, Kazam, Rukum them, Garnet. Garnet being Garnet Silk Jr., not the father, but Garnet Silk Jr., because he's now a singer doing his thing. Kazam Davis is a good friend of mine. Exile the Brave is a good friend of mine. And we are all about the same thing. Of that spiritual / rootical element of reggae music. And then of course there's Janine, my sister for life, and she's all about that health and wellness and revolutionary thought and spirit. So I had to make mention of these beings that are doing the same work in this time just like I. So it's the song kind of falls out of my heavens, as I call it, not my brain, but my heavens, as I do things that bring joy to me, like cooking.
Wow, that's profound what you said there. No one ever went in depth like this explaining me how they come up with songs and stuff. It's very deep what you said there. It comes from the heavens, and you know, you're very, very connected. You seems like a guy very, very connected to because that's what, you know, what Babylon wants to do is break our connection to the source. That's what it. So, but you seem like a guy very connected, very grounded, and. Am I wrong by saying that? No.
Brother, okay. I think I sent you a song called Rasta Joy, right?
Yeah.
If I did, in the opening intro of the song, you'll hear me say, I'm at perfect peace with myself and everything around me. So to Jah be the glory. And this was arrived at just by virtue of the fact that I've been searching for peace and salvation and righteousness and the Most High God from I was a youth. And I have to give thanks again for the environment that my grandparents, because I grew up with my grandparents, I didn't grow up with my parents. And as I say, they were Christians, yeah? So the concept of having peace within yourself and life by virtue of having God in your life was established by that background. Even though ideologically we pursue our spiritual growth and development differently, they planted the principle, and the principle of spiritual acknowledgement and spiritual self-discovery was the road I was on for my little youth. And that's the reason why I can be the way I am today, seeing life for what life is, and knowing that within it all, there is a divine energy that keeps and sustains me. And at the end of the day, this is all transitory. So give thanks and praise and just be the highest being you can be. So even when things are stressful, I'm still smiling, brother. Still smiling, because I have joy through the serving of the Most High. And what better than that?
I'm the same. I'm the same type. I can hold the joy anytime, even though in low highs and high highs, I hold the joy all the time because life is so precious. It's such a divine experience. It's the most divine thing we'll ever like. Just the moment. There's only the now. So living in the moment. Very important to live in the moment. What do you think about that? Not to worry about the past, stress about the future, and living in the moment. You can create a lot of stuff. You can be very productive.
Yeah, don't mind me. Me just a walk around for something still, but every day, brother, living in the now. If I'm to go purely psychological on this, we call that phenomenological experience. You have to live phenomenologically. It's the now. It is the now that creates and sustains us. Yesterday is important, however. It's a groundation. It's like an anchor to who we are. So you can see what's happening. I'm moving through my house. Yeah, it's the anchor for who we are. But ultimately, where is that? But ultimately, good. I found what I'm looking for. But ultimately, my brother, it's the now. Because whatever you learned yesterday is what you're going to be applying today in order to shape self and to shape your destiny and even to shape your present. It's a present continuous tense. It's always happening. But it's important, as I say with Sankofa, you always have to just check back and see, okay, yeah, this is where I'm coming from. Yeah, and remember to take the lessons with you so that you can apply them to present situations so that you can be the best you can be.
That's it, because that's all. That's what I came to realize at one point is also the fear of what other people think of us. Once you go over that, you're gone. You're gone. Once you go over your fears, because everything we want in life is on the other side of fear. On the other side, it's in the unknown heaven. But we prefer the known hells. Most people prefer known hells over unknown heaven, and all the good stuff is in the unknown heaven, right?
Yes, brother. Yes.
It's to get there, and also where's heaven and hell? It beats at the middle of your chest, and you decide the rest, pretty much.
Yeah. You see, even that concept of heaven and hell, I can't even dig it, brother.
Me neither. Yeah, that's it. It's just right here. Everything. That's why I say often, maybe there's. Also, it's possible that there's nothing after. It's possible there's something.
Precisely.
But what I know is I'm here right now in flesh, ready for action, and that's what I've been given, the power to take action. What's happening after? What would happen before? What is this? But I'm totally here and now with meeting life with full presence and power.
Yes.
That's what we need.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about, brother. I love to quote this again. Solomon, for those who are biblically inclined, because not all of us are biblically inclined, Ecclesiastes is a book that is very nice, supposedly written by Solomon. And in that, this wisest man, as according to many Christians, the wisest man on this earth, or from that time.
But hold on.
He even says
that's interesting what she says there about Solomon, because I always see Solomon as the soul of man, the soul of man, the soul of man. So you said that book has been written by very good people, or it's been written by the soul of man, the Solomon. That's how I always seen it. But go ahead.
I like it. I like that. I like that philosophy right there. Yeah. Well, in this soul of man, we learn that he says, life, do the best you can, do the work that you love, don't covet, all of the positive things. And he speaks about life after. And what's interesting, Solomon says in that book that the soul of the animal or the soul of the man, we don't know whether it's going up, i.e., to the heavens, or it's going to stay down in the earth. We don't know. So since we don't know, let us do the best we can within the know. It's a message that people miss because people always say, oh, you're going to go to heaven and this and that and that. We don't know. And Solomon, if he was the wisest man and he didn't know, then
die and go to heaven and in the Jesus name.
We know and we understand Almighty God is a living man.
Exactly, man. It's me. I see God as man awaken, as us waking up. This is God. To me, God is if you can't see God at all, you can't see God at all.
Precisely.
It's in it.
Where else can God manifest other than within us and within and through the creation of earth? It has to be.
Yeah, that's it. And we are so powerful and so not only powerful together, but we can be so inspired to do the divine work, to wake up of our comfort zone, of our preconceived reality, and do the work. Don't be shy. Voice your voice, lift your voice, do something for humanity. It's such a great time to be alive. Boom.
Yes. The greatest thing is service, man. The greatest thing is service. I need to do service. And that's why I find for me, the music is that. The music is that bringing of a message. Because I do all the work, of course. I mean, I help beings and individuals every day as they help me too, because it's a reciprocal process. You know what I mean? People strengthen me and in turn I strengthen ones. But the music is also that vehicle to plant some hope, some strength, some empowerment to somebody who is not within my vicinity or within my physical reach or my environment. Allow the music to reach them and to touch them and to help them in whatever way it can. And I'm thankful that I've gotten so many testimonies from people to say, Asante, this particular song has done this. This particular song has helped me during this particular time in my life. These are the pearls and the jewels and the rewards from doing work that you can't put a price tag on.
That's it. We need each other.
And it reaffirms to me that the mission is definitely intact and on stream.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. The sacred mission is intact and nothing is broken. Nothing needs to be fixed. The sun is still shining, and as long as the sun shines, we're gonna let love be our guide, people. Yeah,
aye.
Let love be our guide. The sun still shines. The moon is there. The stars are there. The earth is there. It's just those wicked, evil people that needs to straighten up their minds, and we're here to straighten them out.
Yeah, of course.
That's okay.
Of course.
It's gonna take time, but we're ready for the work and we're patient.
Yeah, man. And we have to just be ready too. When we say even revolution, we use these words and some people might get a little bit, ooh, revolution, is he talking about bam, bam, bam and stuff? Boy, I ain't ruling out bam, bam, bam too. But revolution has to start spiritually and mentally and physically.
Personal revolution, for sure.
Yeah, that's it. Because you can't be a revolutionary if you don't have a cause. What are you revoluting against? What is your mission? So you've got to know yourself. That's one of the first Egyptian principles. Man, know thyself. You've got to know yourself first. Once you know yourself, then your vision becomes clear. Your function within life becomes made clear to you. And therefore, your steps that will guide your path become presented to you. And then you now have to strengthen your mind, your spirit, your body to take on the task that has become awakened to you through self-discovery.
Wow,
that's the revolution.
Wow, that's well said. I love it. No, this is what we need, a personal revolution at a deep level. And for that, we're going to have to look in the mirror and realize that we are here to on a mission, not just to sit in front of the TV and drink beer. That's not life. Life is much bigger than our life, first of all, and life is bigger than my life. It's like I'm very humble, very, very humble, because life is big and there's lots of work to do. So people, they say they're bored, and boredom is a choice. Look at the state of the world. We all have to. First of all, we need each other for survival, right? We need each other for
Yes.
survival, for inspiration. It's important to do what you have to do, whether it's music. Me, I chose speaking, YouTube interview, connecting with people, networking. You know, I love I love people, so I reach out to people, and this is what I think in the time of deceit and lies and nonsense with Babylon. It's up to us to take control and to come out of our sleeping slumbers and to speak truth and to stand for truth. That's what you say in your song, Real Revolutionary. Soon we will find out who are the real revolutionary. And Asante is one of those.
Strength and power. All right, I'm glad you touched that, because you see, you speak about Bob Marley. You know what I mean? I gotta honestly agree with you. After coming into that consciousness of Rastafari, right, and started to really appreciate the music now with different eyes, because that's the thing, you know. Yeah. You might play these songs before and they just sound good, and then you know, say, boy, Baba says something, and Peter Tasha says something, and Culture Hiller says something. But when your eyes are opened and you begin to come in tune itself, you play back these same songs, and you realizing that these brethren was on a whole other level. So as you talk about speaking about, we find out who are the real revolutionaries. The song called Heathen, rise, O fallen fighters, rise and take your stance again. Is he who fight and run away, live to fight another day. Those few words are so loaded with meaning that when I listen to that song, my song, Real Revolutionary, had to be a song that had potency. And in an interview Bob was doing, I think he did it in Switzerland, Bob said, when asked the question about music and what it means, he say, yo, if I have to fight this revolution, I'm going to fight it single-handed with music. And that was what inspired the opening line for my song. Fighting single-handed with music, roots rebel music. It's reality.
You don't have to be afraid to come and eat alone. I'm not afraid to come and eat alone. I do shows alone here. I do because you know, this is what you came here for. You can't be afraid that you can't always try to fit in. You know, you got to do your own thing. You got to do your own thing and stop following people. And you're here to create. You're as powerful. We all have the same biological equipment to face reality. It's just our level of motivation, our level of will, our level of drives. Is it activated? Is it dormant? You know, that has a lot to do with the outcome of your life. You decide, but you got to decide to decide.
Yeah, definitely. As you say, it all comes down to self, you know. Everything comes down to self. What do you want? Do you want to be a leader? Or do you want to be a follower? And if you're going to be a follower, who are you following? Is this what you want to follow? Are you being true to yourself? So ultimately, it comes back to self. There's no problem in being a follower, as long as you know that this is what you directly want to do. You're certain that I want to be a follower, and this is the message that I want to follow. But you must know. That's the key. You have to know. So you have to spend some time with yourself to develop yourself. You got to lock off the foolishness, lock off the TV, and lock off all these friends who are telling you to come to parties and drink and party and bullshit. You need to lock off that stuff. You probably need to stop smoking if you're smoking right now too. Clear your mind. Spend some time. Look inwardly, and then you can look outwardly.
I think this is what also I've been saying lately is many people want to travel the world. They want to travel outside in the world, discover many countries, but they don't travel the inside. And the traveling the inside is what brings you the most joy. I never been able to hold such a joy and be so free just by constantly traveling on the inside and discover who I am. And every day bring more of that vibes and be better than I was yesterday and discover and every day find magic. And, you know, but I do this through, for sure, opening my eyes to life.
Yes, man. And isn't it beautiful?
Yeah.
Hey, bro, isn't it beautiful when you do this? Isn't it beautiful?
What did you say?
Oh, I'm asking you. When you do that, isn't it beautiful?
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. That's beautiful. You're full of beauty. That's what we are. We are full of beauty, but that's the thing. We don't bring out that beauty. You know, beauty. Someone that's beautiful, for me, it's not only on the outside. Someone that can shine the light. If you shine the light, you're so beautiful. And we're such a beautiful and wonderful people. We could end this nonsense overnight.
Yeah, it's true. It's true, bro.
But
it's so true.
when you look at the 1%, no man is an island. We can do this work alone for sure. We need more soldier, but the world is waking up. I think it's, you know, that's the thing also. Once we're going to start to listen, you were talking about music and how we process the music vibe and all that. I think a lot of people listen with their body and not with their ears and their heart. You know, if you listen to music, to some musician and real reggae artists out there that speak to you, they speak to you from their heart to your heart. And if you have an open heart, it can change your life. It can change your life. It can motivate you, inspire you. That's my number one force of inspiration and motivation is probably reggae music in my life. It's on top. So, you know, that's very, very important to open our hearts. What do you think about that?
Me love that. Me love that. Because that's what music is for me. Like I say, when I bucked up Garnet, Silk, I realized that, there's parts to me that I never even explored before, you know? And once you get on this road, you just recognize the capacity within, your ability to touch and reach people. And sometimes it's not even what you say, but it's your own spirit and essence of self that transcends you, that goes before you. You know what I mean? And I find it a revelation and a humbling element every time it happens. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we know all about that.
Because also, once you open your heart, you're going to speak it. Sometimes it's good to speak your mind, but I think it's something we do a bit too much. We speak our mind too much, and sometimes there's stress because the mind has been programmed, the mind has been conditioned, the mind has been very tame with nonsense and entertained all his life. And so if you speak only your mind, you might not speak truth, but if you come from the heart each and every time you speak, you're going to speak truth, you're going to be true, you're going to be like open heart. And I believe, I know this because I do it. I don't believe I know.
It's true,
I want to
it's
know.
true. It's true. Well, I tell you, I compliment what you're saying because I totally agree by equating the heart to your inner man.
Yeah.
I think
Align,
the more
center.
Precisely. The more we do that, is the more we will know when to speak and when not to speak, what to speak and what not to speak.
Exactly.
And I try to be a student to that inner self more and more each day.
Yeah. That's where the kingdom of God is within. That's what they all say, yeah. And that's so true because where are you gonna find it? Outside in the world. Outside you find lies and deception. Inside you find truth.
Which is right, my brother.
Yeah. I thought the opposite. I thought I was a seeker of truth for a while in my life, but I was seeking outside. So I was seeking lies and deception. When I turned the search to the more internal, I found truth within myself.
Yeah,
and
man.
in silence also, by starving the nonsense and the distraction and all the stuff that, because we default a lot to other people's dream. That's also the thing here. We default to it. We're here to create something magnificent that can inspire others, that can keep us inspired, that can take us to another level, because we deserve that. We deserve to be taken to another level in life. We don't deserve to sit on the couch. That's not us. That's the program default state of humanity, sitting in front of the TV being programmed. But we're here to really to first of all, we are, I think, really, and I think you're gonna agree with this, reality is undefinable. Who can define your reality?
I agree. Totally.
Who can come and tell you whatever about this? If you don't experience it first party, who knows if it's true?
Yes, brother. Who knows?
Nothing is what it seems in this world. There's lots of illusion that pretends to be true.
Yeah. And it will feel so real. The illusion will feel so real. Yeah. I mean, I love when Bob says in Zimbabwe, that song Zimbabwe, every man has a right to decide his own destiny.
Yeah.
To me, that's the biggest line in the song. It's true. We are the orchestrators of our own destiny. And that's why coming forward to self is so important, because things will always feel real. But we have to do what I call testing of the fruit. You have to test the fruit.
You know what
You
is
can't just look
life?
at the tree and think that
Yeah.
that is the tree. You have to find out if that tree is the tree that is bearing seed. If is it bearing fruit? And if it's bearing fruit, what kind of fruit is it? The fruit tastes good, or is it no fruit at all? So you have to really check things. You can't just take things for what they seem to be. You must investigate and explore and discover and uncover.
That's it. That's what will bring magic back. You know, life is magic. My story is magic. Your story is magic, because life is magic. So that's why I wanted to know about your story, about your all your music stuff. Because to me, every person I meet, they have a magic story to share. Because to me, life is magic. But this is what we miss because of pressure of the system. Also, the why people don't care. It's easy to see why people are depressed and don't care and stuff. We can get enough of what we don't want in this world. It's full of nonsense. All kinds of stuff to keep us distracted in this traction. You're not in action if you're distracted. So you know, it's important to realize this stuff and really go forward with your life and take it to another level. Never mind the distraction and the nonsense. And also another song I really love from your repertoire, because you're on SoundCloud. I put the link for people to check Asante stuff. Go check them out. I love your voice. I love your voice. To say about your voice, I can't get enough of your voice. It's deep. You feel the fire in your voice, man. I can't get enough of that song, Burning Fire. That's why I asked you to make a dub plate with it, because I can't get enough. I'm telling you, it's your voice. At first, what got me with you, I said, whoa. I said, this is a vocalist. That's not a reggae singer. That's a vocalist. That's a guy who's been practicing his voice, been working on his voice, been doing big work to have that big, you know, because it's okay. Anybody can sing. I can sing in my shower, bro. You know?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
To be a vocalist and bring that voice out and really sound, man, for help. But it's not only the microphones. It's the voice of the person. It's your passion that we feel in the voice. Anyway, I can go on with your voice day and night. But
thank you so much, brother. Trust me, that means a lot to hear that. Thank you so much for that.
Because the voice, when you speak, and the voice once you start and you go in your studio and you take the mic and stuff, it's like something you go get inside. That's the divine voice of inspiration, and you bring something more. I'm sure there's stuff. Me, when I sing, sometimes I go get it deep. You know, it's I almost yell, and that's what we have to do. You know, it's that's the power we have, and that's people will catch this if you're true, authentic, and you come out and you're real. You're gonna touch people's heart, and you can change their life. You can help them change their life. Help them maybe unlock the potential, unlock the greatness, because that's what you can do with your songs also, I'm sure.
Yeah, and that's the mission. That's part of the mission, brother. That's
next,
part of the mission.
firm. You know, you need that talks about your princess. I think, is it possible? Your woman, your wife.
Wicked. All right, I like it.
Tell me.
Tell you what, I actually just wrote that song.
I have a very strong woman also in my life, Kim, and she's my queen, and she treats me like a king. So it's very important to be strong, to develop that. Like, I don't think I would be the man I am today without her strength, without her not believing in me, but knowing I had something to bring and always be there. You know, it's important because after all, you share your life with those people. So I'm sure go ahead and tell me about your story.
Wicked. Well, I'm glad you love that song. The first and foremost, I'm glad you love that song. And you can relate it to your own personal relationship. I love that. Actually, I wrote that song in honor of all the strong women I have around me. Not a particular woman per se, but just my manager and my mother and my grandmother and some good sisters around I. and the good sisters and strong women I see in my environment, you know, and at the same time, putting or inserting in it, because I wrote it as, you know, kind of like a conversational style, inserting in it based off what I have not only around me, but my own views of what I want my woman to possess. I inserted that in the song. So it's a mixture of what I see as well as what I want.
Where she's from?
That's it. It wasn't one particular woman, because there was no particular woman in my life at the time.
Oh, okay. So at that time, there was no particular. Is there a woman in your life today?
No. We are working on it. We're working on it.
Oh, okay, perfect. So what? Asante is single?
Yeah, it's been one of those journeys. You know, we've been through, we've loved and lost before. So now we're in the process of just developing more on self as we
because you
give
know what
thanks
happened
for
also,
creation.
Asante, finding a woman, finding the right woman is not easy in this world, especially once you have a mind like yours. To find the right woman that is very, very connected and grounded and not in glitter and gold and material, and because that's not your main focus here, is not accumulating material. Yes, we give thanks for the material world, for sure. We wouldn't be talking today, but that's not the focus. That's not where the focus should be. It should be on building relationships and stuff. But sometimes people have so twisted minds, and even women, sometimes it's very hard but if you grow, unless you grow together during this awakening, like it happened to me and my wife, we are growing through this and discovering a lot, and enjoy the process. It might be hard sometimes to find someone. So I understand why sometimes, it's you don't want to also, you want to stay focused, you want to stay centered, aligned. So giving yourself, giving your energy to any woman out there, like, it's not because we're men that we're jumping on women. That's not how it works. You know what I mean? That's it. We want to stay aligned, centered, and not waste our good energy just anywhere.
And that's it. Because you see, woman nice, woman really, really nice. It can be frustrating.
I love
a lot of the time.
I love women.
Woman nice.
For sure.
But definitely too. And they are right. Women are right in demanding time and attention from whoever they have their eyes on and whoever has been able to capture their imagination and their attention. So the women are fundamentally right in asking and requesting and demanding that. I just find for myself now, once you start doing that and start giving that energy, dependent on how well organized or not organized or as artistic and free flowing an energy as you are, as I am as a being, sometimes you have to really pick the right woman that can complement and understand, most importantly, how you operate. Because if you find the wrong woman, you're going to be frustrated, you're going to get negative energy, and then you're going to be less productive. And I desire not to be less productive, but more productive. So we don't rush these things. We've been through that already, and we know this to building house and setting house and building relationships. And then we know what it is like to try and save a relationship and all that, and it takes away from everything else, brother.
Yeah, it does. That's why it's very important. Yeah, it's very important to have someone, if you have someone beside you that is really, okay, they might not be like cheering for you each and every second of the day, but they're going to be supportive, and that's very important. That can carry you also. And it's possible. It's going to come your way when when the students are ready, the teacher will appear. Something like that.
Boom. And we know, we see that it is close to, you know what I mean? But we don't rush it. We continue to put God first. And to seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all other things shall be added. And that is really the focus. You know what I mean? Doing your works.
I think so. I think just by doing job works, doing and again, what is doing job works is doing your work, doing what you're supposed to do here, not what someone else told you to do or what
Precisely.
because I think what kills our living soul also because we're here to create a living soul. You're creating a living soul because you live through other people. You're when I listen to your music, you're within me. So you have a living soul. So that's what we must do, create a living soul, something that can live through other people. I have 3,000 video on YouTube. For sure, there's always someone pretty much somewhere watching something of TRU-MON. So, I inspire other people and I live through other people. And that's what I wanted, to have a living soul, something that can inspire people. And sometimes once you see someone coming out and do something, you're like, hey, I can do it too. Whoa, that's easy.
Yes.
Because that's the easiest thing I ever done in my life. The easiest thing I ever done in my life. But for once, it was something totally something I could not think of accomplish. And I'm sure it was the same for you, going on stage and stuff.
Yeah, because that ain't easy. I mean,
how do
you watch people do it.
How do you deal with that again? How do you deal with that today, going on stage and all that, and the nervousness? Because me, every time I come here, even on YouTube, I get this feeling like I always have the same ritual before I come on YouTube. So I'm sure you have something to tell us about that.
Wow, can I say there are some shows, I can't tell you why, but there are some shows that for some reason I just can't get my mind right. I just can't get over my nerves. And I'm sure it transcends in the performance. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For whatever reason that is.
You feel that?
But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. For some shows, but for majority of my shows, no. And this has come after years of performing.
Yeah, practice for sure.
For over 96% of my shows, no. It's like, okay, I'm going to do this, and I pray to my divine creator for the energy. I give thanks for the presence of mind, and I just relax and breathe and say, this is what I got to do. And hopefully whatever I'm going to do and say no will touch a mind or touch a soul within the space that I'm going to perform. And then I just make sure that I carry that conviction, that determination, or that intention on the stage. So I program myself to go do that. And once I go on the stage and I do that and the band strikes up, which is usually the best scenario for me, to perform with a live band is an essential ingredient. Because there's a cosmic kind of dynamic that happens there that you can't get when you play a track, Once I know I got my band and my band is on point, they're in tune, it's sugar, bro. It's easy almost.
Yeah. With the band, it's different because also you're a team. You're not going alone on stage. You're going with the team. You're going with the team. That's very important, and you feel more supported, more secure, more comfortable with the team because we're social beings. We feel good together. I feel good with other people. I feel like when I'm alone here, it's not the same thing as when I'm with you. When I'm with you, I feel more like, I don't know, divinely protected even more. Like, I don't know, it's a weird feeling to explain, but yeah, that's what I think.
I get it.
Yeah. And that's it, because going on stage like every day is brand new. It's even if you make 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 concerts in your career, every single one of them you're gonna remember them because these are memorable, divine moments where you really tapped into yourself, and each and every day is brand new. So each and every performance is brand new, and you get better and you get more strength. You get stronger and stronger. That's what happened.
Yeah. But you're right. It's always new. It doesn't matter if you've done a million shows. Every time you hit a stage, it's new. It's new people. Many or most or some may not know you. And you have to deliver that message and convince them or win them or impress them or soothe them with what you're delivering and what you're bringing to the stage. And it's not just about singing. It's about being in the frame of mind and putting yourself within our energy to connect to interchange or exchange with them. So it's not just you and they're pulling from you. It's a transference of energy to and fro. So you're feeling them and they're feeling you. So they feel a part of the process to become a living body almost. You know, I try to achieve that. You know what I mean? So each time it's new because it's not just singing, it's about giving. And anytime anybody who's seen any of my shows know that I don't just sing, I give energy. And in return, I ask to receive energy.
It's like a strength transfusion. That's how I call it. You know, when I come here and I give you strength, you know, it's a strength transfusion. And that's what we need to strengthen our mind. Only that can save us, bro. Only strengthening our mind can save us. Rough a yard. Rough a yard. Rough a yard. Boom. Yeah. That's the situation in Jamaica a lot, I think, in this.
Real talk. Hey, you're really touching on some serious tunes, though. You know, I like it.
I look for the great big stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's true, man.
Hold on, I have another one. I have another one I found.
Yeah. All right. I look forward. Rough Yard. Did you say Rough Yard is really talking about the situation in Jamaica? But again, translating, looking at the world, we can see it. You know what I mean? It's a shame to see all this misery, pain, and poverty. You know what I mean? Across the world, not only in Jamrock. You know what I mean? There's all this fussing and fighting. People are not uniting. Why or when will we do the right thing? It's questions that people can ask across the world. You know what I mean? So it's the plight to the people. So we are advocating for the plight to the people because we are the people.
We're not labels for their stock. We are the people. Wake up.
Straight up. Wake up, man. Wake up and live.
Wake up and live. That's that's wake up and live. And you know, waking up again, you wake up each and every day when you get off your bed. But I think when the awakening is more profound than that, it's when you realize it's a self-realization of knowing who you are. And once you know who you are, you know what happened, bro? You know what happened? That's what I forgot to tell you before. You become unshakable. Yeah.
Yes.
You become unshakable, and you're just going like a big, strong pillar in Babylon, and you're unshakable. So strengthen your mind, strength. You know, that's another thing we promote a lot in our society is strengthening the body and make muscles. And, you know, we don't talk so much about this, but this can save you more than strengthening your muscles. Your muscles are important. Work out every day. For sure, you got to move, but also you got to strengthen this, and this can save you. This can save your life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Real talk, brother. Real talk.
What is this? What is this lies and propaganda and nonsense with Babylon, enslaving people's mind, politicians playing trick on us? What is this? That's the song I want to talk about, because that's the song. What is this? Yeah, that's political terrorists. We're talking about the political terrorists because we gotta set things straight and say things for what they are. The terrorists are not the people going on plane with X-Acto knife. They're behind the parliaments in Ottawa and Quebec and the UK and everywhere behind those walls. They hide behind their palace and they propagate lies and deception. And you know, you can go. I told you. You can go from the ball earth to the conception, the Big Bang. The whole thing is a lie. So what is this? Why are we also? Why do we love the fantasy also? Why do we came to love that fantasy? Because we love it. We want more and more. You know, and again, not talking about me and you, but me and you are very, very irrelevant in the process if the rest of the world do not wake up to what's going on. So, you know, it's to come out and don't be afraid to speak your heart and say what you have to say for exposing those Babylonian people for who they are and what they you know, it's not to always bring that vibes up, but sometimes, you know, it's good to know awareness. You know, truth varies with your level of awareness also. How much are you aware of who you are and the world outside of you, because you're okay, be aware of who you are, but there's a whole world outside that deserve our attention.
Yes. Well, you see, just continuing on from what you're saying, that's the reason why a song like What Is This had to come about, because we're looking at the world. We're looking at the big power brokers, the big governments in this world, and we're seeing that they have their own thing and their own scheme and their own agenda here,
Oh, yeah.
fighting against small countries like Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean. Big power and ego massaging taking place between the big countries in the world, while other big countries are taking their time and going into other countries and taking over their resources and influencing political developments. We see all of this taking place. And the pawns in between, in the middle of all of it, is the people. But I see two types of people. As you mentioned, there are people who really don't know. They really don't know what time it is. They are a part and parcel of the illusion and can't see beyond their nose. And there's another set of people. And within that set of
deaf and
people,
blind
there are two
mentally.
groups. The deaf and blind, mental and spiritual. But then you have some that know. And that some that know are split into two groups. Those that know and are willing to speak about it, probably at varying degrees, like you and me. And there are those that know and are afraid to speak about it for fear of self-preservation.
Yeah, that's it.
Ultimately, certain people don't want dead. If you don't want dead, then at the so you're gonna see it and just turn your head the next way, just to preserve yourself.
Self-obsession. Self-obsession is a big problem.
Yeah. So that is part of the thing. So that's why the struggle can't ever end. This struggle for the hearts and minds of the people, because we're almost like politicians too. We're trying to show the people like, yo, you're going the wrong way. Let's not follow these people. Let's resist this. While you have those on the other side who have their puppet masters who are saying, listen, those guys over there, they're alternative theorists. They're conspiracy theorists. Don't listen to them. Come over here. So it's really a battle for your children. It's a spiritual and physical battle for your children.
Yeah. Me, I say the world is a lie and there's the earth. Earth is where we are. The earth is not a lie. Our life, my life is not a deception. Your life is not a deception. We shouldn't focus on deception and lies. We should focus on greatness instead of madness. But we focus on madness and we let go of the greatness. So it's just to let go, man, of this. Let go of the nonsense, evil world and build a new world together with new vibes, with better vibration. And all this stuff will dissolve from within. That's how it's going to happen. It's going to dissolve from within. We cannot go to their... First of all, they have the guns, the money, all the stuff. So you're going to waste your time. We're going to waste our time. What we do is create a personal revolution with positive vibes for a positive revolution. And we let the divine take care of the rest, okay? That's what we should do.
Yeah.
That's what
all right. I personally feel like what you are doing, what I do, what Tueli does, what Sister Rosalia does, all the warriors, whether in music or outside of music, we, even though we're developing ourselves, we're not developing ourselves for ourselves alone, but to be beacons of light for others to see, to spark the minds that can get more to see what's really going on. So for me, there is a personal responsibility, but there's also a social responsibility, because the ones on the other side, as you just said, they have the money, they have the media, they have their thing well orchestrated and well rolled out to deliver the message / the propaganda that they desire to achieve their ends. We on the other side have a different perspective, and we see that as leading to the anarchy, the discontent, the disunity, the discrimination, the racism, the prejudice, etc., happening in the world today. And we're trying to have as my brethren Toel, they would say, a counter narrative to what is prevailing, because the other persons have the wherewithal to dominate the narrative that we see. So the counter narrative that you and I and others are providing is essential for the balance. But we need more voices on this side of the counter narrative. So trust me, brother, as even though we're speaking about it being personal, it's really social too. And I pray that your program grows and expands to the world all over, because we need more minds to be awakened. That's the only way we're going to get to that peace and harmony that we're speaking about and we'd like to see.
Yeah, because they have mastered their game. Nobody can tell me that they have not mastered their game. Come on, the propaganda machine is well tuned. Look at it, everybody. Anyway, but everybody buy the lie. We all buy the lie. That's what's happening. We buy the lie and we make it our life, and we build our whole life is fantasy and fake, and so it's to move out of the fantasy, let go of the fantasy, and it's time for us to master our game. That's what we got to do together, and that's by coming out like this and not let fear okay, I'm not telling you I don't have fear, but I don't let it immobilize me. This is greater than me. It's beyond me. That's beyond me. It's beyond you. You have fear also, but you go beyond that. There is social responsibility that we have here. It's much beyond my fear, the love, the hate, and all the freaking thing you can think. Come on, that's our life. It's not a joke. Wow.
So true, my brother. So true, man.
So
once
we wake up to this fact, and we start.
Let us wake up and live, man. I just say they're bridging there, Bob Marley. That song was actually written by a bridging called Sangy Davis. But that song that he sang called "Wake Up and Live," that we are talking about. Wake up and live.
That's it. And that's exactly what I have written in my back. Show love, wake up and live, rise and shine, and love life. That's what I have written in my back. So, that's what it is about. It's to love life, give thanks for life. Each and every day you wake up, give your maximum. Don't stress. Do your best. Just be you. Be you, and the world will adjust. Say what you have to say. Don't be afraid. And, I'm not the only one who speak my art. All kinds of people speak their art. But like I said, we all have a very unique vibrational signature, and we sign our nature away on paper. Often we sign our nature away on paper. It's time to sign our nature away into the divine realm that we are. That's where you should leave your sign nature. You sign your nature in the world by bringing it out, and then you work until your signature is called an autograph.
I like it.
That's even better. Like, so you don't sign your nature away anymore, and you just give an autograph. But yeah,
I love that. Anyway, I love that.
That was a great reasoning, Asante. Thank you very much for coming on with me today on the TRU-MON show. A great vibe, and as soon as now you're coming out with an album soon, let me know a little bit about this.
I'm glad you mentioned that, bro. You know what?
Tell me about the future project before we leave. The future project and what's happening in the now. In the next weeks, you're going back in Italy. Rosie told me or something.
Yeah, so we head back to Italy on the 13th. We have a show on the 15th. I know we're on the island, another Elba. And I think we got a couple dates after that. Then I get back here to complete my EP that I'm currently working with Vivian Jones and Vivian Jones is a great reggae lovers rock singer, Jamaican roots reggae lovers rock singer that's based in England right now. It's an honor to be working with him. We have a project, upcoming EP to be released by One Harmony Music. So big up Musical Genius and One Harmony Music for that EP. And my record label, which is High Priest Records, is in partnership with Boom One Records out of North Carolina, USA. And we have an album that can be released at any time. Basically, we're putting the finishing touches on that album. Plus, we have a lot of singles to come. We have music videos to come. And we just continue to write good music and to be true to ourselves through music, So people can just expect the music videos, the EPs, the singles, and possibly the album to come within the next 12 months.
Can you say you're at the big turning points in your musical career? Like you're really putting the pedal to the floor? Because often we have the pedal on the foot on the gas, but also on the brake a bit. So are you releasing the handbrake now, or are you like full throttle on the gas?
I love it.
That's what Asante is doing now.
I love it. Yeah, I don't know if it's full throttle, but definitely there's a lot more gas in the engine.
That's it. Because you gotta put gas in the engine for sure.
Yeah, man, gotta put gas in it. So the tank is
Tank
almost
is
full.
full. That's
Right
it.
now. It's almost full. And it's been definitely it's been a it's been an explosive 2017. And I expect with all the work that's been put in that the seeds will carry on and a lot more flowers will bloom and a lot more fruits will come to fruition in 2018 and beyond. So I think each year has just gotten better for me in music. And I'm grateful for that. And I continue to revel and full joy the experience of each day, each month, each year.
Yeah. It's like I say often, it's a baby state. It's a lot to wake the baby because we
Yeah.
are in baby Babylon. It's more baby land. It's like I think we're all very much infant and childish because we complain and don't take responsibility and this and that. So it's more a baby land. So once you wake up
I
from
love it.
that baby state and start growing up, you grow each and every day and you become at one point a responsible and mature man or woman, and with wisdom, and you let go of the fantasy, and then it's nature time and people time and creation time, and you let go of the
Wow.
nonsense that doesn't support you. So you want to create something that living. That's what you're doing. You're doing a great job. Wow.
Hey, Janik.
Yeah. Boom.
Tell me something. Do you write songs?
I'm about to do it. That's what I'm thinking. It's been lingering in my mind for a while, and I've started to write something the other day.
You got to, brethren. Me, I tell you, you have got to. You're full of lyrics, Ja.
I know. I'm a lyrical Fyah. I'm telling you. Sometimes I spit them like crazy. But that's why I'm inspired. I'm very inspired. So it's flowing through me, and also I listen to a lot of stuff, reach out to a lot of people. I've been focused on life a lot lately. So that's why if you go on my TRU-MON show here, you're gonna find a lot of insight, a lot of stuff we did with Arthur Christian, with a lot of people. Santos Bonacci. I don't know if you heard about Santos Bonacci. Anyway, great people on the internet. There's lots of great people speaking and giving out their best for humanity, for us to elevate with some okay, you cannot accept everything that people tell you for your reality, but it's insights. What I gave you today is insight on my way I see life, and you give me yours, and then we grow from that. We grow and we meet, we encounter different people, different life, and that's the beauty of life, and that's why I will never, never, never say no to my life anymore, and I will say yes each and every day. I get up and I give thanks for life because that's all I have. That's all I have. I don't care about material, and I need more than material stuff to survive. Boom.
Yes, indeed, indeed, my brother. Such a great way to seal up the vibration.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. You have to go write a song for me one of them time there, yeah?
Yeah, I will write something. I will start writing. You push me. Sometimes people are gonna come and push you to the next level. Well, it's a sign. I knew. Some.
Come here, tell you, brother. You've dropped some gems, man. You've dropped some gems today, and you have them from the experience of life and your own in tuneness.
Exactly.
Whether you are gonna sing them or me are gonna sing them or who are we are gonna sing them, but write them, brother. Believe me, man, because you got it, man. You got it.
That's it.
We had enough inspiration today, and I thank you for that.
Like Rasta will this pick up the pen. It's time to pick up the pen. Boom.
That's it.
We're gonna see Rasta will. Yeah, we're gonna see Rasta will be on the TRU-MON show soon. I contacted him, and we're gonna have a good vibes together. It's a guy have a lot great vibe and great. That's what I'm looking for. Real reggae artists from the heart, people that they're not stuck in self-obsession and preserving their image and stuff. I want to speak people with a big heart, with stand for truth and stand for the benefit of us all. We're doing this for the benefit of us all. After all, it's not just for ourselves. Yes, we promote the reggae vibe, but this is normal. It's normal what you do. That's you. So that's normal that I come and meet you. That's normal. That's the thing with life. Life wants us to win, and once you take action, it's gonna put people on your track in your life to help you win. Help yourself in this.
Yes, I.
God.
Yes, I.
So that's us coming together like that, helping each other, and not for self-obsession purpose, and no, just for the benefit of us all. And as long as we keep the vibes pure and true, we're in business. So thank you very, very much, Asante. It's a blessing. It's an honor. I feel very, very fortunate and highly favored to have been able to exchange these divine moments with you. Thanks, everybody in the chat. There was a lot of people in the chat. Bozo, John, Red Rose, Kim, my wife was there. My wife, but I don't like to say she's mine. I don't like I'm not possessive, but the woman I live with, the woman I love, but she's not mine. She's hers. But Bozo, Red Wisdom, all of you in the chat, Alec, Olenhurst, big up. Give us a happy tune. Good morning, America. That's it. Yeah, we only have a happy tune. Go check Asante stuff on SoundCloud, on YouTube. He's pretty much all over. I put links here too in the description. So big up Asante, man. And as soon as when your album is released and there's more stuff coming out, we come back again on the TRU-MON show and we're gonna talk a little bit more in depth about your stuff. We're connected. We're brothers for life. Boom!
For life, my brother, for life.
For life.
So love to your audience, love to the I and the family. Big up to Sister Rosalia again for making this all possible. Big up my brethren Rastawell there. Love to everybody out there who is seeing this now and will see this. Love to you all. And just remember to keep your fire burning.
Burning.
Ever burning fire.
Yeah, man. Everybody's giving you big hugs. Big hug, Asante from Quebec. Quebec, big hugs.
Love that.
Yeah, there's a lot for sure. I have a lot of people from Quebec, United States, but it goes across the earth. That show, it's growing because I don't know. I'm growing. So growing, the show is growing, I guess, or something like that. So we're gonna keep the vibes pure and true, and we're gonna let it grow and see where it brings us. But we're going to see each other again for sure, Asante. So big up, everyone. Boom. A pleasure again. We're out.
Bless.